Well, you lose Casualties of War, but in that same year, you book Born on the 4th of July.
I was in Born on the 4th, but what was interesting too was a very small film I did, but that was very critically acclaimed, was called Last Exit to Brooklyn. And if you want to hear a pretty funny story.
I watched that movie. That's with the pimps and the prostitutes and stuff
Jennifer
like that.
Jason Leigh.
Yeah.
It's got Stephen Lang is brilliant in the film. And I had turned down Last Exit to Brooklyn to go to Phuket, Thailand and do Casualties of War. But I got fired from Casualties of War. They paid me. I came home and they hadn't cast my role yet in Last Exit to Brooklyn. So I went right into that movie, which was a brilliant film. A brilliant film.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a great film. Oliver Stone put it together. Tom Cruise, William Dafoe. Just a legendary film and just a great story
Now,
overall.
do you know the whole Ron Kovic backstory, Vlad? So Ron Kovic was from Massapequa.
Oh.
The character Tom Cruise plays in Born on the 4th of July is based on a real person that wrote the book Born on the 4th of July about his life.
Ah, okay.
And when Oliver Stone heard that Ron Kovic was from Massapequa, he didn't know, but my dad had Ron Kovic as a student.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
before Tom Cruise and before Oliver Stone kind of even knew about the story, like my dad had pushed Ron Kovic in his wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
You know, when he had come back.
Wow.
So it's kind of a really serendipitous small world, but a cool convergence just because Oliver Stone was the kind of guy that was just like, well, now Daniel Baldwin's going to be in the movie, Billy Baldwin's going to be in the movie, Stephen Baldwin's going to be. Let's try to jazz it up with all that. In the high school sequences of Born on the 4th of July, you see me wrestling in the high school stuff with the sports and all that. I'm wrestling Tom Cruise in the movie. So again, weird kismet there on that film.
And that was the first major movie that you were in.
Yeah, that was the biggest, you know,
up to that
feature.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was Tom Cruise was the biggest star I'd ever worked with up until that point.
That's what I'm saying. So now, do you feel like, okay, I'm in the big leagues now?
I was getting in the room. I felt like I was getting in the room, man. It was
Okay.
cool. And by the way, I was blessed, man. Early on, I had some great experiences. Tom Cruise, on my social media now, I put videos up where I'm like still from Massapequa. I don't care. I'm going to do my kind of blue collar mentality no matter what. And Tom Cruise is just, I don't care what anybody says. He's literally like the Paul Newman, the legit, like the real deal, like the real caring, the real giving. You know, it's Christmas again. And what's that cake he sends everybody for Christmas? Tom.
You need a cake.
Be on the list, Tommy. Okay, babe?
Well, was it around this time that you actually got sober?
Born on the 4th of July? What year was that?
89.
It's the year before.
So
I
you
got sober. Right in 89 to 90s when I got sober.
Okay. Got it. Well, was there like something that happened that made you get sober?
Well, yeah, other than my personal life as far as I'm still married to the same gal that I've been with since I'm 19. So now I'm 58, right? So in the private story is, yeah, I was with my wife Kenya at that time. Pardon me. It was a year before we were married. I was married in 90. So that year before I had made the commitment to, you know, get serious, clean up my act. If I really wanted to have a happy marriage and longevity in a relationship and a career in Hollywood, you can't do that and, you know, do all this other crap. Just doesn't make sense.
A lot of people do it, though.
I'm not one of them, brother.
Robert Downey Jr. had a nice little run before he sobered up, you know?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I took, you know, first time I went to the Playboy Mansion, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Who was my tour guide?
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. I've never been to the Playboy Mansion. I remember I almost got in this one night. They stopped me at the second security gate. I'm still
sure
mad
they've
about
changed the security codes in 35 years, Vlad. But one of my favorite stories is
Okay.
I go to the Playboy Mansion with Robert Downey Jr. and we're hanging out and he takes me to the grotto. And as we're walking down the hallway to go into the grotto, it's like a cave.
Yeah.
And literally, I'll fast forward this. Hugh Hefner's there adjusting the lights
Okay.
in a robe. And I'm like from Massapequa. I'm going, okay, I'm with Robert Downey Jr., talking to Hugh Hefner, who's adjusting the lights for the grotto for tonight's party at the Playboy Mansion. What am I doing here? Okay. Pardon me. 45 minutes later, Downey goes, come with me. And he opens the door to this like closet. And I go, love you, Robert. I'm just not going in a closet with you. God bless you. He goes, no, don't be an idiot. Shh. And he kind of leaves the door open. He pulls me in, and there's another door to the back side of this closet.
Okay.
And he goes, shh. And then we close the first door, and he says to me, we're going down a spiral staircase. Don't step on the stair 3 and the stair 7. Count them as we go down. Don't step on 3 and 7.
This is crazy.
At the Playboy Mansion. And I'm going, where am I? How is this happening? And I said to him, what happens if I step on 3? I'm no rocket scientist here. He goes, oh, you'll trip the security alarm that goes on the way down to the wine cellar. He goes, we're going to go down to the wine cellar and smoke some weed. This is, again, I'm still trying to figure out my sobriety. So yeah, first trip to the Playboy Mansion. Don't step on 3 and 7, Vlad, if you know what I'm saying, if you ever get in there. You're going down to the wine cellar. So when you get down there, there's some of the gals that are employed by that company. They were down there. They were, participating in the cannabis materials. And we were just making sure they had everything they needed.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But again, when I tell you that story, here's youngest Baldwin brother in Hollywood running around doing this from Massapequa. The one saving grace for me all these years has been my relationship with my girl. That's been a pretty cool thing.
Got it. And I always say, like, if Hugh Hefner had lived longer, they would have tried to cancel him.
Right.
Do you think so? Based on what you saw?
Well, I don't know, just because I think the environment of that world was what it was, and you kind of knew going in. That would be like saying, Baywatch, same thing.
Baywatch is not the Playboy Mansion. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Kind of things that went on in Playboy
Hooters,
Mansion.
Right?
Hooters is not the Playboy Mansion.
But I don't equate the Playboy Mansion with Playboy the magazine, meaning what it taught us culturally and as young kids and young people, and that influence of the perception of women is very different than the debauchery that happened in the Playboy Mansion.
I'm just saying. He died at a good time. He managed to get out clean.
I can't imagine. Listen, I was only there twice.
Yeah.
And it was just for certain functions. What it was like to go there and hang out. Could you imagine? Don't go, Vlad, no matter what.
Okay. Well, it's too late now. At this point, the mansion's been sold and I think remodeled, and it just is what it is.
But you could probably buy it in the future yourself.
Probably.
If you wanted.
I may buy it.
Convert it to Vlad TV.
That's right. Oh, Vlad TV at the Playboy Mansion? Forget it. You'll never see me again. Okay, well, that next year, 1993, you were in Posse.
Right.
Which is a real, hip-hop movie in terms of the cast.
Full-blown hip-hop movie.
Yeah.
It's a hip-hop Western.
Hip-hop Western. Big Daddy
Posse.
Kane.
Yep.
Tone Loc.
Tone Loc, Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
Mario Van Peebles.
Tiny Lister.
Tiny.
Rest
God
in peace.
rest him. Yep.
Directed by Mario Van Peebles, who I met recently.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Mario's.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I got to interview him. It's in the works.
Stacey Dash. You ever see Stacey Dash in the film, too? She's fabulous.
She is in the film. You're right. You're
Right.
right. How was that whole experience?
Posse was amazing just because at the time I was hugely inspired by hip hop, still am today. I'm a big hip hop fan. But to be in a Western with Big Daddy Kane was, he's a legend. I mean, he's one of the pillars of hip hop.
Yeah, I've interviewed him before. Cool guy. And definitely,
Lot of fun.
at that time, he was kind of running hip hop.
Absolutely. And when you think about Mario and his dad and that legacy, Melvin Van Peebles, and it was just a treat to be in the movie.
Absolutely. And did that kind of lead into the TV series, The Young Riders, being that you were in a Western movie and then now you're in a Western?
Yeah, that happened because I had already been working in Arizona on Young Riders with Josh Brolin, and we had a lot of fun on that one.
Right. And I think you were in Threesome around this time also.
Another Robert Downey Jr. experience.
Yeah?
Which, if you ever get a chance to see the movie Threesome, Robert Downey Jr. is brilliant in the picture.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has always been brilliant in pretty much everything he does, honestly. It just is what it is. He's just like even Less Than Zero and some of his older films, he was just always a standout.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're building up, you're getting good roles, but then in 1995, The Usual Suspects.
The Usual Suspects.
Which most people consider your greatest role.
I guess it's a lot of folks that are fans of mine. It's their favorite film and or performance. Sure.
Yeah. And also,
I was pretty good as Barney Rubble too, though, Vlad. If you ask me.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But